Welcome back to Market Day Report. I'm Scott Shelly, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. And we're getting close to the last hour here. We're not quite there yet, but things are kind of coming to a T here. We're going to have to kind of keep an eye on it because this is the most important part of the day as we get into the closes here. So why don't we take a look at what these products are doing for us. Let's start with corn and see what happens in that corn table. But we've got double-digit gains in the front 2 months. Deese is up 10.5 cents at 5.27 which, by the way, is just about a penny and a quarter off of the highs. There we go. There's some good news there. March is up a dime, 5.35 3/4. All right, let's see if we've got similar good news in soybeans. And it's one of those days you kind of like doing this job, right? Because everything is a smile. There's been a few days this week where it hasn't been that way. How about November up 12 cents at 12.18 1/4, while Jan's up 11.5 cents at 12.27 even. All right, we're well above that $12 level in that product. How about Chicago wheat? What's been happening there? There's some double-digit gains as well. 11 1/4 cents higher in that Deese contract. Chicago wheat, 7.36 is last. March Chicago wheat, 7.48 is last, which is also up 11 3/4 cents. If we move right along to the Kansas City hard red wheat, look at this, 13 1/4 cents higher in their Deese contract at 7.44 1/4. Still about 4 cents off the highs there, so we have been better. March is up 12.5 cents. At 7.51. All right, Minneapolis. I hail from the old Minneapolis, believe it or not. December's up 14.5 cents. There we go, at 9.74 And again, I point out the fact that we got up to 9.80 today in that Deese contract. March is up 14.5 cents as well in spring wheat in Minneapolis at 9.62 last. And let's see the volatile winner of the day. This is Mr. Volatility, cotton. Look at that. We're 47 points lower at 106.63, but we had been as high as 111.10. Ouch. Boy, that's been all over the place. All right. It's a great opportunity to bring back in Todd Horwitz, Bubba Trading. Todd is joining us from, I believe, Las Vegas. I can tell by the background, those expensive paintings that none of us can afford. Todd, what do you think about those prices I just reeled off? What do you think about the grains?
First, happy birthday. And remember, a smile is just a frown turned upside down.
There you go. There you go.
Anyways, I don't know if this is more of a dead cat bounce after some heavy selling, or we've actually found the bottoms. I mean, I think corn, holding 5 and 5.10 was pretty important, and wheat looks pretty strong anyways. I'm still got some concerns about beans. I mean, they're 12.18. I'd like to see them closer to 12.40. That would give me some excitement. But I think we're in reasonable shape, and I think they may have indeed found the bottoms. I thought we'd get this rally off of the report because I knew it was going to be bearish, but this time they weren't oversold into it, so they continued to sell, but now we're getting the bounce. So it's really hard to say, Scott, if this is a dead cat bounce after some selling or we've actually found the bottoms. I would tend to lean towards we have found the bottoms and look for higher prices.
Well, you bring up an interesting point, and another analyst brought it up this morning or yesterday. I don't remember one, but if you look at these reports we've had, we have these big moves right after them, and then we kind of come back to where we were, right? We're not quite, maybe, but we could afford to rally a little bit more in both corn and beans. But it really makes you feel like the reaction that we get to these reports is all technical. I mean, not technical, but like technological, right? It's electronic trading, these eyes reading the information and making these snap judgments. And the markets really have some volatile moves right after these numbers come out. And then given a little bit of a time to, say, digest that information, we kind of come back home to where it all began from. So it's really interesting to see what this technology, these algorithms, these funds have done, and what the volatility they've entered into these products when it's all a lot of noise at the end of the day because we're back to where we started. Would you agree?
No, I agree. I would agree, but I do remember. Now, remember, Scott, as you and I both go back, way back on the trading floor, there was never this much of news or information that if you had the right people that understood the reports building up to this report, they could actually compute it ahead of time. And I think you see a lot of action gets priced in ahead of time, and typically too many follow and they push it too far. So I'm not going to necessarily go with the straight electronic trading, but it is, the price action is become, the market's becoming much more efficient every single day as technology gets better. It's harder, and you do get people that chase him in, either chase him down or chase him up. The report comes out, and it might be exactly what they thought it was going to be, but the market goes the opposite way because, of course, they've already overloaded the boat to one side or the other.
Happens a lot. All right, we're going to go away, pay some bills, come back and talk to Todd Horwitz from Bubba Trading in Las Vegas after these messages. Welcome back to Market Day Report. I'm Scott Shelley, otherwise known as the Cow Guy. Another good segue into talking about these cattle markets. I like these cattle markets. Let's jump right in and take a look at what they've got for us here today. And we're quietly better over in that live cattle market by 55 cents. We call that double nickels on the floor. 130 spot 85 is last in Dees. February's up 70 cents at 135.35. Okay, let's move over to feeders, see what they've got for us. They were a little easier. They still are, still kind of quiet. Got November off 67 cents at 161.47, while Jan's off 67 cents as well at 161.67. A spread of just 20 cents between those two. All right. How about lean hogs? Lean hogs are better, just kind of steady better, as we'd say on the floor. December's up 47 cents at 77.80, while Feb's up 50 cents at 80.80. All right. That's a great excuse to bring back in Todd Horwitz from Bubba Trading. He's in Las Vegas. It's a Friday in Las Vegas, so we're not going to ask him what he's doing this weekend. But what do you think about these livestock markets?
I think they look okay, Scott. I think we're kind of in quicksand. You know, we're just kind of churning around these support levels. And I think we're going to see some better pricing. You know, I think this goes into we kind of overpriced them coming into all the good news that was going to happen. And we had a lot of it. I mean, certainly the stadium's opening and a lot more demand. But I think now we've actually found some reasonably good support levels. And I think it looks like we're going to start to see some higher prices coming. And certainly as you look into 2022, you know, the contango is looking pretty sharp. And I could see a nice rally coming. Again, is it going to be today? I have no idea. But can we get one? I do think we will. And I do think that the bottoms are most likely in the protein complex.
You know, just to wrap it up, I looked at a few things over the last couple of days, and going back, you know, to 08, you know, commodities really were what led us out of the doldrums back then. And a large part of it was due to what we were doing in the Dakotas when it comes to the oil fields. But, you know, that CRB index and the likes, that was the beginning of some good times. And it looks I feel as though things are turning a little bit that way now. And hopefully we start to see these products start to put in some good prices, because that could be this, you know, the beginning of something, and as well as this inflation, be the beginning of something good. We'll see. But anyway, I really appreciate you coming on. That's Todd Horwitz from Bubba Trading. He's in Las Vegas.
Thanks, Scott.
I'm Scott Shelley in Nashville, and I'm going to hand it back over to Janet.